Hello, my beautiful friends, my beautiful selves. Welcome to Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Today, we are here to talk about beyond consciousness, that which is allowing all of this here, bodies, voices, concepts, beliefs, thoughts, to arise. So, awareness is the one white light that seems to create the rainbow refraction of consciousness. You could say the bodies, the personality, the characters, everything that's appearing is consciousness, energy, right? Like the rainbow effect. Okay. Now, the rainbow in the sky isn't actually there. It's like an optical illusion of the white light hitting the raindrop or the prism. All right. So the white light awareness, the prism's mind, so to speak, which casts all of this, the great hues of the rainbow, which is the one unmanifested, appearing as the manifested. Now, obviously, none of this is going to make any logical or analytical sense. I'm not speaking to your mind here. I'm not speaking to your time-bound aspect. I'm speaking to your heart. This is intuitive. So your mind is never, ever, ever going to get this logically. It's an intuitive seeing. It's intuitive sense, which speaks directly to you through your body. It's not this like heady chat going on. It's very, There's an obviousness that arises in the body once this is seen. And what's seen? Awareness, yourself as awareness. And that's what's looking. So what you're looking for is what's looking. But we've been conditioned to look for the source, look for God, look for fulfillment, look outside. That was a suggestion at birth. So what we come to recognize is everything is a suggestion that's pulling us outside of ourselves. But may this be the final suggestion to end all suggestions, that you are God. Your awareness, your consciousness is that. Period. So you have to save yourself. It will be you that saves yourself. There's nobody coming for you. Now, you can step into a belief system that says, oh, wait, I'm waiting on Jesus. I'm waiting on, the next full moon. I'm waiting on this, Anna. But waiting is implying time is real and that you're actually separate from something. But what I'm suggesting is separation is a dream appearance. It's not real. This here is an appearance of two-ness, multiplicity, but it's the one white light refracting, appearing as the rainbow hues. So what I'm speaking to and from is the one source. The reason you can sense it, feel it, and tune into it, so to speak, is because we're not separate. I am you and you are me. And this never ends. This game of two-ness never ends. All that's recognized is that this is a dream. This is a light show. It just becomes lucid. You aren't unconscious anymore. You've recognized yourself and your consciousness to be the one and all consciousness. There is only one, and you are that. Now, self-realization, which is recognizing that your awareness and consciousness is God, can take a split second. Oh, it's here. It's what's looking. Cool. But that realization can take a whole lifetime to integrate, display, and express, and that's what we call self-actualization. So this whole idea that you're going to enter some finish line of, I've made it, I'm the Buddha, I'm God, I've realized everything, dump that out of your consciousness now, because it's never going to happen. You are infinite, no beginning and no end. So that means there is no end to the wisdom that you can recognize within your consciousness. And there is no end to how bright you can shine that wisdom, which is the actualization, what some call the embodiment or the integration of the wisdom you've recognized as awareness. Because this is a story, your story. Everything appearing is a beautiful, epic drama. It's a story. And that's what we come to recognize in self-realization, or recognizing ourselves as the unknowable white light awareness. We realize this is blank. There is no inherent meaning. Beliefs are just for expression. There is no end-all be-all truth. You say what the truth is. You make up the rules. But you can only do that, and you can only have a real choice if you are aware of awareness itself, which thank God is here now looking through what you call your eyes. No awareness, no choice. You will go into an automatic program of unconsciousness, which is no one's fault. That's the paradox of this. Oneness set all of this up. You set all of this up for a play, for a dance, for a drama. That's why at the end of the day, you revert back to you. You're the savior. It's you that's going to save you. It's you that's going to clean up your own messes. It's you, because you are it. Whether you call that God, consciousness, heaven, it doesn't matter, but you are the operating power, whether you're aware of it or not. And so my intention today with this is just creating an atmosphere where you can recognize this. I'm not giving it to you. I can't sell this to you. I can only create an energetic atmosphere or a mirror for you to see yourself, to hear yourself. But it is what's looking. We've just been trained so deeply to go outside, shoot the awareness outside, plug it in outside, which then creates our holographic reality, whatever we're kneeling to. So it comes back to subject, pulling all the energy back into yourself, because you've mistakenly given it away to mirages. And that's all this is. The space here is just a reorientation into your inherent power, worth, integrity, confidence, and love. But you got to make up your mind. What are you going to serve in the sense for your life? Are you going to keep kneeling to external suggestions, or are you going to kneel to your heart? And that's what this comes down to. Because your heart is the guru. It is the master. And there is only one master. There is only one guru. There is only one heart. It just appears as all faces. And so, again, this is my joy to reflect to you your magnificent heart, your power, your grace, everything that you think you're looking for outside of you is here right now in your very breath. You just may be focused on limitations. Your awareness may just be focused on a very small sector of consciousness, but you're everything. So we can look at the small stuff, the negative stuff, the lack stuff, where we can breathe that all in and exhale into something else. Because you're the shittiest of the shit, and you're the glorious of the glorious within the realms of consciousness, meaning you're a saint and you're a sinner. And you can oscillate through all spectrum and bandwidths and hues of that rainbow that is consciousness. But no, you are beyond. You will always be beyond. You will always be untouchable in the sense of the unmanifested. But within the realm of form, this is where we play, where we have curiosity, where we discover through the finite aspect that we call our character, our name tag, and ourselves. But please know that this finite aspect is not less than or separate from that which we're calling infinite or divine. This body that's appearing is totality. It is infinity. And it is the interface of how the infinite expresses itself to the finite forms, which also is itself. So my friends, today, feel free to ask any questions you'd like. We can sit in silence. You could share an experience. There's really nothing off limits here. So please feel free, okay? I'm gonna start with Ryan because he's had his hand up for a while, okay? You're up, bud.
Hey, Anna, how's it going?
Good, hey, Ryan.
So first of all, you're absolutely incredible. I've been watching you for a while. Man,
Nice.
I mean, just wanted to thank you for all the videos and everything you say. Is just it makes things so clear when I watch
Yeah,
your
no
stuff. So
problem.
thank you. Is the first thing I
Yeah,
wanted to say. Um,
no
and
problem.
so the other thing I wanted to just talk about is I've been working with I don't know if you're familiar with it, but with the plant medicine for the last few years,
Hmm.
specifically 5-MeO DMT. I don't know if you. It's not
Hmm.
DMT. Um, it's from a toad, the toad medicine,
Hmm.
and it's basically a 10-minute. I'm not advocating drugs or anything like that to people at all when I speak when I'm talking
Yeah,
about this at all, but
yeah.
it's basically a 10-minute trip.
Hmm.
And what I've come to realize with that trip um, is that I am infinity, and I
Hmm.
have you have a direct understanding of what infinity is for 10 minutes, and then you come back to separation. Um,
Hmm.
and when you say there's no truth, to me, the truth with a capital T is infinity. Like, what are your first of all, what are your thoughts on that? Like to me, that like when I have a direct understanding of what infinity is pointing to, like that's what I call the truth. So, but yeah, I just wanted your thoughts on that first.
Well, in a drug experience or any kind of thing like that, that's personal to you. So that's just your consciousness talking to your consciousness. Truth, that's how we start to box this, man. That's where religions
Yeah,
come in,
yeah.
spirituality. Truth gets boxed. It's an inspiration. Is that a truth? I don't really know. It's just the sense of wholeness, the sense of completeness, the sense of anything is possible. If you want to call that truth, that's fine. It's just, it doesn't feel like I'm missing something anymore. It doesn't feel like I need that to be complete. Wholeness just feels like the right word versus truth, because truth really is like, this is my belief system, this is my perspective. So all
Got
of
it.
those kind of fall, and your heart is your truth. Like your intuitive pulses is your truth. Your passion is your truth. It's just not mind based. It can't be boxed. So it's, you know what I mean? That's why I don't like using the word truth in that sense, because it's like we kind of carry it around like a new Bible.
Yeah, no, I totally know what you
Yeah.
mean. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then so just two other quick things. Cut me off if I'm taking too long. So,
No, you're fine. You're
but
fine.
yeah, the free will has also been contemplating a lot about free will as well, and same thing. Like I feel like from what I've kind of realized, and correct me if I'm wrong, but um, depending on what you identify as, like if I identify as my ego, if I identify as me,
Mm.
then of course there's no free will. But as soon as I identify as God, as infinity, in, infinity does have free will,
When
doesn't
you're
it?
aware, when you're consciously aware of yourself as awareness, that's when there's real choice. Otherwise, we're
Got it.
operating
Okay.
in a program. You know what I mean? So, and
Totally.
that's
Okay.
the
Okay.
paradox of all of this. So, yeah, when there's
Got it.
presence or awareness, consciousness, then there's, oh, and it's changing how you see yourself. Because obviously, when you're aware, those concepts fall, those beliefs fall. There's a vast expansiveness there, which
Totally.
is open. You know what I mean? Which then, though, in that space, though, awareness does use thought. It can use imagination. It can use feeling. It's just done consciously. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then two more quick things. Death, I've been contemplating a lot as well, and I kind of, I have an understanding that I'm dreaming, that this is all a dream, a waking dream, and so when I see death or what we call death, to me, and tell me again if I'm seeing this correctly, but it's something disappearing within the dream, and there's no apparent reason for it. It's just someone is there or something is there, and then it's not. It's
Yeah.
that
But
simple to me.
yeah. But I mean, that's kind of like all the time, every second, every breath is death and aliveness. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
really,
that's
we're
true.
dying all the time. Really. I mean, because to really live, you have to die. So it's constant. I mean, life is just a constant friction of death and aliveness, constantly moving.
But
You know what I
is it
mean? It's
true
like,
that you,
yeah.
yeah, is it true that you would you say that, because I've kind of come to understand as well, I know this is going to sound crazy to people when I say this, but that, I don't have, I don't have parents. I don't have anything. It's literally a dream. I'm dreaming them on the spot. So when I see my parents, they are in my awareness. When I see my friends, they're in my awareness. But like right now, they're just a thought.
Right.
That's it.
No, that's absolutely 100% correct. I get you.
Okay.
That's absolutely, yes, that's true. Yes.
I know that
nothing exists until you imagine it or think of it, and then it appears. And then once it's over, it's over. Like that's the observer effect in physics. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
totally. It collapses into this space-time holographic reality because I observed it into being.
Got it. Okay. I've heard you say that before. And last thing I'm going to say is, what is understanding? I've been contemplating this as well. What is it to understand? What is understanding?
Well, it depends. Are we talking logical or intuitive?
I guess, yeah. I mean, well, not logically.
Because what we're talking about here is an intuitive understanding, and it's a feeling. That's why the body is so important. Matter is so important, because this is formlessness appearing as form, and it speaks to you through the body. You know what I mean? And so the understanding is like your body, like every cell of your body says yes. Goosebumps, it lights up. Like you can feel it. It's not just I'm philosophizing and thinking about this on my couch and I'm heady about it. It's like that intuitive understanding is like this goes out, body turns on.
Totally. I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Because you don't really need to be heady about it if you are it, if you're being it.
Yeah. I just wonder, how we even have the capacity to understand like that, because that's really
we're infinity. How could we not?
Yeah. I guess it's infinity understanding the finite, or an infinity understanding.
It's both.
Finite.
Well, it's more the other way around. It's more infinity seems to fractalize off into a human or a finite brain, which has a really cool groovy experience of the wisdom that is the infinite self. So it seems like there's two, like conscious, subconscious, or infinite, finite. It's really the one seeming to split off of two for the sake of the play of creation. Got it. That makes perfect sense. But it is you communicating to you, just like this appearing here.
Got it. Mm-hmm. No, makes perfect sense. Awesome, man. Cool. I don't want to take up any more time. Let some other people talk, but I really appreciate speaking to you.
Thanks, man. You have a great day. Yeah.
You too. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Julie. Hi.
Hi, Anna. Oh, it is.
How are you?
To talk to you. I'm doing great. There's something that's just been on my mind. Mm-hmm. Actually, an experience. And I've been watching your videos for a couple of years, just seeking. And so I'm really thankful to be here to ask. It's about kind of the destiny of my life, the seeming destiny. And I realized that it's apparent, it's all a story. You mentioned in the past about when you were 7 years old and you did the mantra and you kind of lost the sense of yourself. So I'm just going to sum up my experience real quick. When I was 7 years old, I heard a voice and it said, listen to your heart. And I just remember laying in my bed, try not to listen to my heart. And I told my mother about it the next day. And she said, well, if you're ever scared, this is really personal, but she said, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to go away. Just say that. And it always stuck with me. And it was so long ago, but I was raised in a strict Christian household. And at 10 years old, my family moved overseas to Saudi Arabia. And this was 1990. And 3 months after we moved there, the Gulf War broke out. And so I'm 10 years old, immersed in this Muslim culture and traumatic war. We'd have soldiers over to eat every week, air raid siren kind of thing, kind of traumatic. So that kind of explains that. At 15, I was shipped off to boarding school because they didn't have schools for Americans there. So I attended school in the US at that point, away from my parents, and got lost in the drug scene and, looking for love in all the wrong places, and just until I was about 19. And then I'm like, okay, I've got to get out of this, you know. And so I gave up all of that overnight and did a lot of praying and relied on my religion and stuff. And I met a man. I was 20 years old and we got married. And I think I married him out of the sense of being safe. And amazing family. I love them. I love them so much. But right after we got married, 9/11 happened and the two towers, you know, collapsed. And I just thought that was a weird coincidence. My parents were still overseas. And so kind of weird. But I had 4 kids with him and they're amazing. My youngest is still little. He was our little surprise, but so I'm still kind of immersed in the parenting, but he was old enough to where I was able to get a job, and I got this job back in 2019 and just before COVID broke out, and I was experiencing a lot of social anxiety because I had been a stay-at-home mom for so many years. And so I had read Eckhart Tolle's book back years before this and thought, okay, I'm just going to sit and I'm going to breathe and get over this social anxiety. So I did that and had kind of like an energetic experience to where I lost 50 pounds and I could just ran, change my diet, was so healthy during all of COVID in 2020. So there was that. And I worked for a school district at this point and met a supposed twin flame. And this is supposedly why this all happened. He activated an energy in me, I guess, and I'm married, but this is also personal, but I know it's all a story. It's just kind of racked my brain and that's why I'm here. But he was from Pakistan. I guess the yin to my yang, you know, my total opposite, way younger than me, Muslim.
So I hate to cut you off, but is your question about the man, the twin flame? What's your question?
No, it's just about the story and the destiny of my life, and that I just feel
okay. Well, first things first, sister. Let's take a breath.
Okay.
Let's take a breath. All right. Because we're definitely upstairs in the attic, okay?
Yeah.
There's no one outside of you. Your consciousness is creating everything. So if you don't like giving your power away to a man or woman, you need to own your power now. Twin flames are a story. There's no twin flame. It's made up. You are your twin flame, my love. I hate to break it to you, but you're actually the lover you're looking for.
Not just the twin flame, but the whole story of me being born into this family with the dogmatic teachings.
Well, here's the thing though, but we don't have to talk about the past for you to be free now, my love.
Right.
Okay. That is the golden thing about this message and that's what it's understandable. Your mind's conditioned to let me tell you my whole story and unpack all my luggage. But the good news is I don't need to know anything about you for you to be free right now. Your freedom comes with presence, consciousness, and awareness. That way you can start to see where you're giving your power away to your past stories and to something called a twin flame. Notice how you feel when you talk about these things. Notice how you feel when you go into past or even talking about a lover waiting on you outside of you. How does that feel?
It feels fractalized.
Exactly. So we need to come home to awareness. Yeah. So we come back to ourselves. You got to know that what's looking through your eyes is actually what you're looking for. When I say this is a dream, I'm not kidding. This is an appearance of light, your consciousness. So the story you're telling me is a projection of your beliefs, your consciousness. Now, what we're talking about here with Somewhere Over the Rainbow is that one white light that's allowing the hues of consciousness, your past, your present, your future to be displayed. If you want to be free, you've got to come back to the white light. The white light is looking through your eyes. It is awareness. But right now, your body's more interested in the addiction of story. Right now, your body's more interested in getting something else other than your beautiful, epic fucking breath.
It just seems like all of these things happened to get me here, to
Of
meet
course
you,
it will seem that way because you have that
energy,
belief. Yeah, I get it.
Weight loss, to get healthy,
yeah, I get it, sister.
Have my job that's amazing. You know, I work here at the high school and I see kids in this wellness center every single day. It's just, and I have so much empathy for them. It just has so much meaning. And I finally,
well, yeah, and that's beautiful. I'm not saying that's anything wrong, Julie, but that's beautiful. All of those things are beautiful, but really what you're looking for is yourself, is awareness, because that's what's creating everything. Your awareness is God. But so is everybody else. There is only you. So right here, this is a projection of your consciousness. I am you and you are me. And I literally mean that. So your work is your projection of your consciousness. The kids you work with is you. It's a projection of your consciousness. There is only one consciousness. It's both. It's real and unreal, like a dream. It's both. That's why your mind won't get this, honey. And that's why I'm guiding you back into your heart, into breath, into presence, because this up here is never going to get it. It wants to go back and forth with, this is my story. This is where I'm going. This is what I have. I'm more interested in the one that's looking quietly, silently, confidently. Presence.
That's so beautiful. Yeah. I'm very, very grateful. It's just been a very, very hard story, I guess. And I have to keep reminding myself to come back over and over. Yeah. And I'm tired. I just want to give it up.
Well, my love, are you loving yourself? Are you respecting yourself? And are you being your number one fan and cheerleader? Because if you're not, you will not be sustained. You have to give yourself all of these things that you're wanting from the external, because presence, consciousness, awareness is life force. Like, it is the actual aliveness you're looking for. I get there's going to be tiredness. I get we're going to have human roles that some days you're tired, but your restoration, your rejuvenation is presence. And where is that?
Right here. You're right.
But we can listen to this, right? And take it as a new belief. But it's really, you have to get up and be it. You have to get up and actually love yourself, be with yourself, be conscious, be present, be aware, and not just keep it in the head game. You know, if you're tired, rest. If you don't feel good, love yourself. Give yourself everything you think you need and stop waiting on the external. You can give it to yourself now if you're conscious. So I understand if there's no conscious awareness, we have no choice. We're going to go right into victim consciousness. Come back to breath. Come back to your heart. Come back to the seer. It's always here, babe.
That's so lovely. I mean, like, how can I not believe that? I mean, how could I not embody that? It just seems like it's going back and forth the last couple of years.
It will seem like that. I mean, it's going to seem like you're making love. It's going to seem like a process. It's going to seem like evolution. That's what the self-actualization is that I talked about in the intro here, is that the self-realization could take an instant. Oh, I'm awareness, presence. But integrating that and actualizing that can take a whole lifetime, so to speak, because we're talking about infinity. Yep. And your body's finite. So loving the body, supporting the body, being your number one fan and cheerleader is epic, because this body vehicle has been trained for victimization and lack. Who do you think's going to train it? Who do you think's going to uplift it? You as awareness, you as God. Who else?
Not my story, or not what I believe, I guess.
Be still and know that you're God, my love. Take time in stillness.
Thank you.
I love you. Take care.
I love you.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, girl?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm very grateful to be here. And first of all, I want to share the last Paradox talk you recorded, I think 2 months ago. Yeah. I always watch your videos and I love this talk because there are so many questions that people do, and it's always fits us in some level. So the last talk just clicked some like light bulbs in my head, and I was like, oh my gosh, there was like the questions that I had within me that I wasn't like getting like clarity to figure it out through non-duality and through the videos and like feelings that pop up. And like abundance and scarcity, all these beliefs that I grew up with. And I was like, oh my gosh, my whole life I had like lack mentality and like no abundance mindset, even though over the past few years I was like, no, I am abundant, not like the affirmations stuff, and like, oh, you gotta like act like as you are, whatever blah 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 stories that you gotta like pretend until you make it. And then like, I don't know what happened. I think through the course of life doesn't have to be like that, but in my experience I think I went through like a lot of stages of awakening, or like not awakening but expanding my consciousness. And every time I kind of like clicked a little bit more information. So in the talk, when you say because you are, so I am, and then this I am affirmation is so powerful that I was like, oh my gosh, I don't need to affirm anything because I know I am. But I can also remind myself through the affirmations that I am. It's like as if I don't have to use, but sometimes, and I even get goosebumps in my whole body. Like sometimes we can use tools that are available for us because it's us to help us remember who we are. And I was like, my gosh. Then after that talk, I was like, I changed that, and my life changed like literally. And
that's beautiful.
Like, I think you have to make a decision, and that's exactly the thing that I was thinking about. Like I have to decide what I'm gonna do with my life, and like that moment that the life starts to push you to make this like hard decisions after going through like a lot of stories and stuff. And I was like, well, that's the decision. And if I am one, right? If I am consciousness, and so I choose to live this life that way, right? So I choose to experiment, to experience like all the suffering and all the scarcity or the lack of money, all this stuff. But if I am, right, then from this moment and now on, I can choose and decide to be whole, to be abundant. So even though I knew that over the past few years, right, because I've been watching videos and going through meditation stuff and spiritual retreats and stuff, I just clicked and I just like all my body felt. And from that moment to right now, I am very abundant. I am very like, I'm so overwhelmed by like grace. I don't know how like another word. So like I'm just very grateful.
That's beautiful. That's gorgeous.
It's just
awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I know we have bad moments too, right? And like
we can have what?
Just one more thing. I know like not bad moments because there's no bad or good, but life can unfold in different ways, as we know.
Yeah, you're going to get a mixed bag. I mean, obviously, we're in contrast. So I mean, you might step in dog shit, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not very fun stuff, like, crap, but I mean, it happens sometimes. It does. You know, I mean, so what?
Sorry, you can say.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say like, no, but and before I would like, oh, I just want to feel grateful. I just want to feel this. I just want to feel that. When I was like in the spiritual la la land stuff, and then like today, I kind of like feel I can experience a little bit of everything, but still be like within me, like. So
you can't ever get rid of the I am. You can't ever get rid of the all knower. I mean, the I am is what knows you're Amanda, knows it's Amanda. It's the all knower. You're the all-knowing consciousness, so you can't ever get rid of it. You may forget you're Amanda, you may forget where you are, but you can't ever forget the I am. It's the sense of beingness itself. It's the all-knower. It's what knows you're sitting. It's what knows it's a female. It's what knows your name's Amanda. You can't get rid of that, even if you tried.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And that's
just
the
one more
joy
thing
of
I
this,
want to
though.
share.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry?
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yeah, just one more thing, like to add to this. So last week, my puppy passed and was like very suddenly, and like I was like,
Sorry.
was terrible.
Yeah.
And was after I got to this realization and everything. So it was so weird because I started to feel very deep emotions that I didn't even remember was here, you know, like very like the grave, I think it's a grave, grief, the grief and like very deep, but like at some level, I could, you know, well, I'm feeling and experience all these deep emotions, which I'm allowed, of course. And even though I know I am one and, you know, like this is just a body and like whatever stuff, at some level,
it's
I
just
could.
a body. You mean the whole light of the divine? You're everything, my love. It still seems like there's a little strategizing going on there. There's a little mind coming up there. Shoo, 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 be gone. It's okay. You're going to cry. You're going to have natural emotions. That's the parade of God. It's beautiful. All right. But what drops is this kind of, is that right? Is this wrong? Laser baby. Is this okay? The micromanagement collapses, or it's seen through when you perk up as awareness. Psh, psh, get out of here. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if mourning is going to appear, that's a natural emotion from something that actually happened, the dog dying. But you're right. There can also be like this buffer of like all is well, even though there's crying going on. But I got to say the whole mental thing of, oh, it's okay. It's just a body. This, that all kind of collapses because the body is God. Your body is God. There is only that.
Yeah, I totally
so it's
understand.
not just a body; it's all of infinity.
Yeah, my mind
as a
would
human
say
vessel.
like, oh, this is just my mind would say, oh, that's just a body and it's all energy, whatever. But I could like see from like a consciousness, whatever. I don't know the word, just the energy, whatever. That even though I know this is story, I'm just allowed to feel whatever I want to feel, and that's just like what is popping up right now. And like I could base the emotions, I could base the moment, and was like very like good. And I was like, before I would suppress the emotion, and now I'm just like I am, so I can feel whatever, and that's no problem. So like good or bad doesn't exist anymore, like in that level that existed before. And of course my pop up once in a while, and then like we start to like remembering and just being. And I just feel grateful for everything, and very, very grateful for this and for other people that are here and for your life and for everything.
Well, that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing. That's great. Thanks for being here too. Yeah. Sorry about your puppy though.
Thank you.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Randy. What's up, man?
Hey.
What's up?
Okay, what's up? Hey, Anna, what's going on? Just got like a really quick question and maybe a comment.
Cool.
So,
let's do it.
So when you glimpse awakening, is there no doubt? Is it just like you know it?
Yeah, it's a zing. It's a lightning bolt.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's just the obviousness, you could say. But like I said, integrating that or actualizing that can seem to take a whole lifetime or years, like a process.
There's no dogma involved in this at all, right?
Oh God, no. But dogma obviously does appear. It does appear because I mean, dogma is all about a box. This is the rule book. What I'm saying is you make up the rules when you're conscious. Obviously, though, there's still like laws of gravity. And like, hey, if you jaywalk, you may get a ticket. Or if you go 80 and a 60, you may see some sirens. You know what I mean? But when it comes to this idea of, I've got to do X, Y, and Z to reach the highest consciousness of divinity or God, I mean, all that kind of stuff falls away. And this right here, your presence, your breath becomes your very guide,
Okay, that's all I want to know. That's advanced. That helped me a lot. Thank you.
Cool, man. I love it. Straight to the point. I like it. Hey, Jacqueline. What's up, girl?
Hi.
Hi.
I just am trying to figure out something. I have a body that has an infection of some sort. And so, as we know, everything just arises, right? Things are just happening all the time. Now, before it's like the body keeps the score. If you've got, the pent up energy, the some scars, all that stuff, it seems to turn into physical illness, right? So I guess I'm just wondering, I'm trying to be with it as best as I can, but I've got a little bit of fear. I'm on antibiotics and stuff, but how do I kind of come to terms with that as far as, I know ultimately I'm safe, right? Like I know that I'm fine, but I'm in pain. I'm, having physical symptoms. And so I just wonder, where does this whole play come in with, the body, the emotions, the stuff getting stuck? I mean, is that all story?
Well, here's the thing. If you're immobilized and you're in bed, you're on antibiotics, and you're not feeling well, it's the best time to get aware of awareness and also drop into your heart and see yourself healthy, feel yourself healthy and energized, because your consciousness is God and it can heal you. So you don't have to just sit in the muck. Love yourself. Raise that body up. Raise yourself from the dead by using your imagination through awareness. I mean, these are your God-given gifts. So yeah, we can just sit and be with it, but also know that you can heal yourself as well. Awareness creates, and it's not that it's creating something brand new, like everything's already done. That's what infinity is. No beginning, no end. It's complete. You as awareness is complete. So what you're seeing right now is just one slide of infinity. You can totally come into your heart, feel health, see health, all of these things. Does it mean you're going to instantly just resurrect and start running a marathon? Probably not. Right. But if you just go into your body vehicle and you can just start loving yourself, respecting yourself, and using, which is your God-given imagination, then you can see yourself healthy, and instantly you'll start to even feel little shifts in your body, Right. But here's the thing. You can't take doubt into that. You can't serve two masters. So you're either going to serve your heart, your awareness as God itself, or you're going to split your energy off into two, and you're going to try to do that, but you're also going to serve doubt. Like, that's what I mean by, like, your mind has to be made up in the sense of, I'm done with doubt and I'm coming into myself. I am the power.
I think that's the error that I've been making, over the last couple of days is, trying to figure it out. And again, as I said the other day to you, it's just like, there's some blame that wants to happen. Like, blaming myself for being ill. And so I've created this story. And so, yes, there's definitely been doubt, and I'm questioning, trying to figure it out. And I guess that's the whole point is what you just said, is to, that I am already whole. And so it's like you say, using your imagination, and that consciousness takes care of everything,
All things are possible with consciousness. All things are possible with God, and you're that. And it's just having the faith in yourself, the natural faith in yourself. And that's why this is all a direct experience. That's why I always say, guys, it's rubber meets the road. You got to the road. It's rubber that meets the road. You really got to apply it to see the direct experience, because then you start to see the evidence of the quote unquote work you did, or just coming home to yourself. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to leave this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you start to see things more in harmony, versus stepping in and out.
So, but the whole thing is, as I've heard you say many times, shit happens. Everything just happens, right? And so
it arises. Yes, but it does. But if you're not conscious, there's no choice. So we have to come back to presence as our fundamental pointing here. Awareness is the fundamental pointing, because without awareness, there is no choice. And I'm not saying you're going to come out here and start changing things. You change your attitude and your consciousness, and then this changes, because this is a hologram, period.
Okay.
So, I mean, I can tell you, I've gotten sick before, or things have seemed to come up because I had a shitty attitude. I'm not saying that's what's arising with you, but I mean, I can be honest with myself.
Yeah.
And so then we come back to ourselves, we close the eyelids, and we really see what's going on inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we start to realize, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I was going to say, I think it was just, some fear really coming up. Right. And so I think that it's just got me sidetracked because, I get it, but I'm not getting it right now because I've got a story.
Your body doesn't get it. Awareness gets it. You totally get this. It's your body. Your body's been trained for lack. Okay. So that's why I always talk about there's a natural self-love and respect and devotion with whatever the body needs, like give it to it. Because it's your body that's really being trained, because you as awareness is perfect.
Right.
That's why you can see these habits and these things that popping in and out, because it's what the body was trained to do and believe in. Right. So if the body's scared, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, why not support it? You know what I mean? Why not send it some love? Because you can do that. You have that power to do that. And instantly your body will start to shift because you're the voice of the Lord and you're talking to your kingdom, queendom.
Right. Okay. Right on, Anna. Thank you so much.
You got it, girlfriend. You're the whole toolkit. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Get feeling better, okay?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, Taylin. I hope I said that right. I think so. Did I?
You did say it right. Yeah.
Cool.
You did.
What's up?
Okay. I don't know exactly how I want to ask this, but I guess I want to see what you have to say about depression and suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
Like a couple years back, I had, I don't know what I would call it, some sort of experience where I just realized there's more to like this reality than I had thought. And it kind of has led me to this. And after that experience, I would say I didn't have any depression or anything like that for months. And I was pretty bummed out when it like came back and really confused. And I was just like, like if I get to like the full realization or whatever, like, is that something that's just going to fall away? Or like, is this something that I just have to be like?
I get you. So you had an experience or a glimpse, and a lot of beings have that, right? Where there's just that opening and the energy's being carried, it's carrying the body, and then things start to close in again. Personality comes back in and habits. You know what I mean? So that can happen, but self-realization is like a finish line where we're like, I got my trophy. So self-realization can take an instant. Oh, I've recognized my awareness as God. Okay, presence. This is a dream. Cool. But integrating that, actualizing that can seem to take a year or a whole lifetime. You know what I mean? Because your body, your avatar, mine was very similar, was trained into depression and anxiety. So your neural pathways, the whole geometry and nervous system of your body has been trained to think a certain way. Okay, so just because we had one like dynamite TNT blow up consciousness and we could see self, so to speak, doesn't mean that the body doesn't still have work or still have flare-ups that come in. Yes, a lot of junk falls away naturally, but there can still be processing and things that are unfolding after the recognition. That's why I mean by awareness guides the body, because you as awareness is totally whole, it's perfect, it's complete. You're guiding the body. So it may seem to take 2 steps back, 1 step forward, that kind of whole bebop dance. But awareness is your home, it's your throne. Without that, your body will naturally revert back to its pre-recorded tape and start playing out in that avatar. All right, that's why you have to be the guardian of your throne in your home, which is your heart, your awareness, always. Until it's just a natural abiding space. And even still, you may have little blimps of depression. This can come up sometimes. You can feel an old gravity, but you're in such a space where you're like, fuck no. You know what I mean? Like a natural, like not going there kind of thing, because you can feel the tug, but you just don't go there anymore, because there's such a sureness in your space. There's such a sureness in your awareness that you're like, I'm not feeding that anymore. I'm not swimming in the devil's lake anymore. I love myself too much. I love life too much. You know what I mean? We're not denying it. We're focusing on that which we we love and we desire for ourselves, because we are infinity. So sure, you can focus on depression because you're that as well, but you can also focus on the opposite, so to speak, only if there is conscious awareness. No conscious awareness, you can't choose.
Right. So just like not identifying with it, with that.
Absolutely. Detachment is a divine gift.
Someone.
So yeah, detaching from depression, detaching from traumas and dramas, that's a divine gift. It's not suppressing. You're pulling out of one consciousness that doesn't serve or resonate anymore, and you're looking and kneeling and diving into the consciousness that does. You're every consciousness. So it's not like you're rejecting something. You're just moving from one floor to another floor in consciousness, or one room to another room. For example, if you left your living room and went to the bathroom, it's still the same house.
Yeah.
And that's all this is. You say when you're done with depression, because all it is an old habit. It's an old sweatpants that are really comfortable. I get it. I totally get it. But in awareness is your freedom. Awareness is your samurai sword. Just say, no more depressive sweatpants. Unless you want to, because I mean, sweatpants are cool. But the add-on depression, not so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Take care now.
You too.
I'm just going to help you. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad we were in tune right there, because I'm like, ugh. What's up? Please tell me how you say your name.
So my name is Shiko.
I like that.
Yeah. So
are you still there? Oh, it got real quiet.
Yeah. So I just, first of all, thank you for all the time you take to sit down and like speak to us, because every time I listen to your words, it's like divine water. Like just listening to myself, and it's very nice.
No problem.
But, like you said, this there's moments of self-realization, but how do you like fully anchor that into your life? Like how do you make that who you are? Like I feel like I'm always swimming in these episodes of, oh, I'm here, I feel everything, I know this is it, and then get into these like really depressive states where I barely can do anything.
Yeah.
So
what's your desire? What does your heart want? What is it you really want to do?
To be
and why
free.
Aren't we doing it? Yeah.
To live from my full awareness, to be fully open, to live from my heart. And
well, it starts now. That's right here, right now, girl. Where's awareness? June, drop in heart. That's here. It's right now. It's available right now. All you got to do is own it. All you got to do is own it. You know what I mean? Because it can't come. It can't be summoned. It can't manifest or appear until you, the Lord, you, God, you, totality, says, it is. I am that. And then it all starts coming back to you, baby. All of the energy and all the power. Because now we're not waiting. We're not, man, if I was fully aware. Wait, that's what the mind says. It's so witty. It'll go, I got to be fully self-realized or fully actualized or fully aware. But what does that even mean? Do we know what that even means?
No.
Because what I'm speaking about, again, is infinite. So it's going to constantly deepen. That's the self-actualization. Pull through the body, display through the body. So there's no end to the discovery of yourself with the capital S. No end. No finish line. But there's also no beginning. So you might as well get cozy and comfortable and take your time and love yourself, because every breath, every step, every blink of the eye is God, Godding, appearing as a human, appearing as a plant, appearing as a bowl of cereal, a snail. You know what I mean? So everywhere you go is you, just different tastes of consciousness, different flavors. It's like a beautiful big buffet, right? But the other thing too to know is beyond form and consciousness, you're nothing. Like you're ether, the fifth element, nothing. And so the fifth element uses all the other elements for expression. That's why beliefs can still be used, thoughts can still be used, imagination can still be used, because beyond form, you're nothing. Those are tools for expression, so to speak. That's why I'm asking, like, what's your heart desire? Because sometimes we can use spirituality, non-duality, enlightenment, all these types of words as an escape to get away from what my heart really desires. Like, I want to really be a librarian, but I shouldn't have desires or passions because, you know, nothing matters and non-duality and time's not real. We can start to use it as a way to like sabotage ourselves, not recognizing that time is timelessness. Timelessness is time. Your body, your personality, and your heart desires are the will of the one. And it communicates to you through the body. It's an interface. That's what excitement is. That's what inspiration is. That's what curiosity and passion is. It's the will of the one, which is tied to your finite will that says, go there, try that, do this. That's why the head kind of gets cut off and you're living through the body, through the heart, you know, of, gosh, that is so cool. Because mind will come in and give you all the limitations known to man of why you can't do something. But here is infinity, and it knows no time, you know, because it's everything. It's all time, all things, all faces, all places.
You see that dance between, oh, this feels so good, and like, okay, maybe I should be doing this. I need to be here. Things I should, whatever. That just keeps throwing me off. Like it's
you're bebopping. You're going upstairs and then back downstairs. You're going upstairs and then back downstairs. Eventually, you're just going to cut off the upstairs in a sense of this is like your main frame. And I'm pointing here because inspiration, you feel it through the heart. Passion, you feel through the heart. And when you're fully aware, so to speak, or conscious, you're really not upstairs so much. Yeah, there's thoughts, there's imagination, but it really slows down. And this is what you trust. Like you just trust it. And that's why it's a moment to moment expression or appearance or decision. Like you're moving, let's say, through feeling, you know, like you can feel, ooh, yeah, let's connect. Something's off here. I don't know what it is, but I can sense it. Like you're moving through your spidey senses, not your head game.
Yes. So I have a question.
Yeah.
A lot about the heart and like coming back into your heart. Is that like an actual space within us? Because sometimes like when I sit, I can feel my awareness going into this like black hole or something. Like
a black hole. Yeah, that can happen too. Yeah.
And like an energy orbit, something inside my heart. And I'm like, I want to be there and try and like cultivate that energy and like fully bring it into my whole body. But is that actually a thing? Like, is there?
Of course it's a thing. Awareness amplifies anything it's focusing on, you know? So if I tell you, put all your awareness on your pinky toe, it would amplify the pinky toe. If you put all of your awareness on your heart, it's going to amplify the heart. If you put all of your awareness on love, it's going to amplify the frequency of love. It just amplifies whatever is. But what I'm trying to say is awareness is the white light that's allowing all the hues of consciousness. It's somewhere over the rainbow. That white light is awareness. It's the active principle of God. And it will look at a thought. It will look at an imagination. It will look at a memory. It will look at a story. Look at it. It impregnates it, magnifies it into what you call your world. That's why presence is everything, because whether you're conscious or not, you're falling to something, so to speak. You know what I mean? You're looking at something. But when you're fully conscious, that's when you're the gatekeeper and you can go, nope, yes, nope, yes. You know what I mean? Like, because you're there and you can sense. It's a constant vigilant, like your light is always on. The lamp is always on.
Okay.
Even when shit seems to go dark, because things like that can seem to happen, where the whole world seems to go, oh my God, do I still trust? Do I still trust? Holy shit, my body's not trusting. You know what I mean? And that's, It's walking by faith and not sight. You got to ignore the human eyes and you've got to open the eyes of the divine, which is your heart, awareness. It's a completely different lens.
Okay. Is this arising through training or like through me constantly needing to sit down or like?
You don't have to sit. I mean, it's right here, right now, looking through your eyes. You got to just claim that you are God. You are totality. Otherwise, it's going to stay as a philosophy, sister. You can only know that you're it by being it. And how do you be it? Well, you got to get up and live as if your prayers have already been answered and that you are the prayer because you are.
Okay.
That's your faith. That's your faith.
Okay.
In yourself, because there is only the self.
Cool.
Trust yourself. Yeah.
Thank you. And I
You
don't
got
want
this.
to take.
Oh, you're good. You're good. It's great talking to you.
Okay. Bye.
Hey, Jack.
Oh, hello.
What's up, man?
Hey. I was curious about the way life unfolds. I've heard Rupert Spira talk about God being more like a jazz musician. So there's still like there's structure to it, but it's more like there's still spontaneity. And yeah.
Well, the spontaneity comes out of your idea you have of yourself. If you're unconscious, it's not really spontaneous. You're just operating, well, you call it spontaneous. You're operating out of your belief system. You know what I mean? You're just operating. It's just happening based on what you're kneeling to. That's the subconscious belief. The subconscious is a program that runs everything. And if you aren't aware, then it's just doing everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, spontaneity comes from just knowing who you are. When you know what you are, it's just spontaneous. It's just happening because you're sure of yourself. There isn't doubt, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when like this character has experienced synchronicities from a young age, and yeah, I don't like without me having the understanding that reality seems to unfold in a very like determined way, but that's not the case because there still is spontaneity.
What do you mean by determined way? I mean, it's unfolding by your ideations and beliefs you have of life because you're the one consciousness, you're God. Yeah.
Right.
But
So
if you're unconscious in a belief, then it seems systematic and very linear and very concrete. Now it's very malleable and liquid lovey when you're just aware as awareness because time's been seen through. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So maybe that was the case when I was younger, that it just seemed, that's why it seemed to be happening, because it was just this finite mind wasn't conditioned into thinking that it was, that wasn't the way life works.
Well, I mean, when you're a kid, you're much
sense?
more open. You know what I mean? Kids are totally open. They're curious. They're in imagination until they're about 7. So they're not living very linear at all. Yeah. Like they're just totally spiraling. You know what I mean? That's why they don't really hang on to a lot of things. They're just really present. They're here, until we start hammering in their name tags and time and responsibilities and jobs and cultures and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, really at the end of the day, what you're looking for is you. And when you're looking for you, it becomes spontaneous because now there's no one telling me how to be. I'm beingness itself, and I'm going to move how I move. I'm going to dance how I dance. You know what I mean? When I say dance how I dance, it's just how your character operates. That's the spontaneity. Spontaneity just comes from the natural freedom of just, you know who you are. You know yourself. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
No problem. Joachim? Joachim? How do you say it? Tell me, please.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah. How do I pronounce your name, man?
Joachim.
Joachim.
It's Swedish.
I like it. It sounds like a Skywalker name, something from Star Wars or something. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just chilling. We have a storm here in Sweden, so
Nice. Like a snowstorm?
no, it's not really snowing right now. I live in the
Oh.
south of Sweden, so it's mostly rain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's
And
cozy.
yeah, I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to make eye contact and stay in your being for a few seconds and
Our being, the one being.
yeah,
There is only one.
there's only one.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel kind of nervous
That's okay.
just observing what happens in the body.
No big deal.
And when I come to this place of just being with somebody, I feel like I crack up. I feel like joy just overwhelming me.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Yeah. It's the joy of being.
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah, what comes to me now is when I had my awakening a few years ago, I started feeling a lot of energy in my body, rising upwards. And I've read a little bit about it. They call it Kundalini energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of spasms in my face and in my throat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder, have you had any experience with energy rising, like Kundalini stuff? And what?
Yeah, but we are energy. So, that's a given. It's only really groovy and mysterious to the human aspect of us. But we are energy. So kriyas, jerks, weird things happening, feeling out of body, feeling in body, feeling like life's completely surreal. Totally the norm. Yeah. I get you though, but it's all energy. Don't be afraid of it. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's okay. It's just part of the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything special though. It's just energy. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like when I stop thinking or stop doing stuff, it is happening through me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu, and it's about Wei Wu Wei, doing not doing, or what it is, and things will be done.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's like when the ego is diminished, life works through you, and you do. It's not you really doing it.
Well, who else would it be? It is you. There is only you. There's only God. I get where you're coming from, but what would be the difference of that and then a Christian believing God is moving through them separately? Still feels very separative. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get where you're going with it, but it is you. You are the one consciousness. There's still a dualistic belief system there. Who else would it be? You're both. My love. Don't be embarrassed by that. Don't be embarrassed that you are the operant power. Of course, you're going to have a finite aspect that never understands. That's the body. But to say that there's something outside you that you're not doing it, who's doing it then? Now we have two gods.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. We're in big trouble.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Great question. Thank you for sharing. This one's easy. Zoom user, you are up.
Is that me?
Yeah, it's you. What's up, girl? Hi. I recognize you.
It's Jana.
I know, I can tell. How are you?
I'm good. I just have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You know that moment of realization?
Yes.
I don't feel like I've had that, but then I feel like I have as well.
Yeah, because it's not like a solid concrete moment like the mind would think. You know what I mean? Because it's so natural. It's so you and obvious. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
every moment's that moment. It's happening right now.
It's kind of ridiculous. asking questions.
It's okay, because it's just reverting you back to you, you know.
And I spent some time last week on my own, which is good,
cool.
and just took some time away. And then I was with myself, but then I started to get bored. Like, I'm sick of it. I just want to do something, but I don't know whether that's just me and just because I'm an active person.
Well, were you trying to make yourself stay in a closet like for a week? Or, I mean, were you doing things that your heart desired, like going on hikes or shopping or watching the stars? You know what I mean? Or are you like making yourself be a hermit when your body's wanting to do natural expressions?
Yeah, it was probably that.
Okay. So yeah, we set up hurdles for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I should be okay with staring at a wall for 12 hours. And if I'm not, something's wrong. What? You know, I mean, it's just natural movement. Like, hey, let's go out here and do this, or let's do that, or let's stay inside all day because I do want a hermit. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's what actually feels good. You know, now obviously there's going to be things that we do, like we have to get done, like chores or something, right? That may not feel as good as bathing on the beach in the sun, but you know what I mean? You're moving through what feels good, natural inspirations, not I need to be okay with being quiet, staring at a wall to be enlightened or something. No. I mean, we're talking about freedom. It's whatever your heart is desiring to do. That's freedom, being yourself.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any more questions.
That's all good. All right. Cool. Good to talk to you, though. Yeah. You take care. Ryan and Ace.
Hey, Anna. So I had one more quick one for you.
No, you're good. I didn't see that. What's the last part? The Ryan and, how do you say that?
Well,
AIS.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan and, Ace. That's my wife. Yeah.
Ace. Okay. I didn't see that the first time we talked, so I thought that was interesting. Okay, go ahead. What's up?
No, that's okay. Yeah, I just, the other thing I wanted to kind of talk to you about is, I know that there is no past and future and everything is now. But I have a hard time understanding that the past never happened. Like, you know, a lot of people,
it did and it didn't. It's both. It's both.
Okay, so
let's look again from the lens of infinity. Everything's complete. Everything is done. So the past is there and it isn't. It depends on, again, let's go to physics. Are you observing it? If you observe it, it's real and it appears to exist. If you're not observing it, it's not there. It's back into chaos. It's back into infinity, back into the void.
Got it.
So but here's the cool thing.
It doesn't exist now. Exactly. Okay.
Right. And when you leave that consciousness altogether, where those memories of the past are tied to, you actually can't access them. Like they're not easily accessible because you've left it altogether. Like literally, you've been reborn in the body. Genetically, you're not even the same being, so to speak. You've left it. And so it's hard to access, you know?
Okay. But it did happen it did happen though, right? I mean, to think that
only to you in that level of consciousness, you leave that consciousness, it didn't. We're talking about a paradox here, so it doesn't make sense logically. It only will be intuitively, because we're talking about this being a dream. And also that everything is and isn't. So infinity, that could be playing out. But again, there's also the other possibility that it never happened. That's how people rewrite their past.
Okay, the way I kind of look at it, and maybe I'm looking at it in the wrong way, but I'm looking at it as the now moment is eternal, and this now moment just continues forever, and it has been.
Well, that seems like time. Look at it more like this.
Okay.
This blank white spot here, nothingness. That's the now. You are completely dead and reborn now. Nothing matters. Nothing is happening, but seemingly all of creation, all of time is outcasting from the white light source. Like we're talking about this whole rainbow analogy today. But what rainbow hue are you focused on? If the white light is focused on, let's say, green, but in that green hue, there was trauma. That will be real and exist for you because you as the white light is calling it into existence. You turn away from it, it no longer is.
Okay.
Observer effect.
Okay. No, makes sense. Makes sense. No, it just helps me to kind of make sense of it in my mind. Obviously, you can't really make sense of it, but it's intuitive. But
oh, I get you. I mean, this is how it's no. Well, here's the cool thing: you get it as infinity, as awareness. The bodies are communicating and kind of like reconfiguring like ones and zeros, because this is like an interface, like a computer operating system. So really, your body's just kind of learning and reconfiguring, but you as awareness already knows. Like it totally knows. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks so much, Anna. I appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Take care.
Hey, Megan.
Hi, Anna.
Hey, what's up?
I have a question about discipline. We spoke, I think it was maybe even 3 years ago now, maybe 2 years ago. I had a session.
You seem familiar, yeah.
Kind of blew my whole mind in a really good way. And at that time, I was in a very much wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for 2 hours, do the thing. And I was like, man, I'm on the path, I'm doing the thing. Like I was so
yeah.
And what I was doing, and you said something to me which really opened up a lot for me. At that point, you said, if you wake up in the morning and you're already there, why do you want to go and sit in meditation? Why don't you just dance instead or go walking or whatever? And at the time, I don't think I was really fully able to receive that. I was kind of like, what do you mean? That's what I meditate. The question I have today is kind of, do you think there is any role that discipline plays?
Of course.
Because I loved what you said. I think it was, I can't remember who you said it to, 2 or 3 people ago. You were saying, what does your body want to do? Does it want to go inside? Does it want to look at the wall? Does it want to be blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
And I find my body tells me different things, but sometimes I also think I'm actively steering myself away from being disciplined because I'm scared of putting myself in a box again. But then I could actually be potentially benefiting from having a practice.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what you're wanting. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to run a marathon, there'll be discipline in that. What is it you want? If you're trying to, let's say, create a new business or something, would be disciplining in that. I mean, so there are these acts of discipline, but there's a joy in it because you're conscious, you're aware, and you're already in that space of awareness where we're trying so hard to get through meditation or yoga or mantraing. So you're already there, but like someone asked me the other day in a private session, do you ever meditate? Absolutely, I'll meditate if I get the chance sometimes because it's just delicious to abide in my throne. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. But I don't recommend it for everyone because it's not for everybody. It's more just like I'm deepening and I'm just connecting with my home base. And that's wonderful. But we must recognize, though, that there is only the timeless awareness. So meditating through force isn't going to bring it forth. For some, that's why I'll recommend dance, because the music just entrains you right into that, not so analytical thinking, and you're in the body and the heart and you're just flowing, so whatever jumpstarts the heart, whatever gets you there, go for it. That's why we got to be really in tune with our desires. So if I like meditating, I like yoga every day, do it. But if it feels like shit, ask yourself why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It really comes down to a very simple thing, Yeah.
Thank you. I hear what you're saying. If to expand on that a little bit, if, for example, I say to myself, I'm going to try for 30 days to do this practice or to do that practice. And for the first 5 days, I'm loving life. And day 6, I'm like, well, this is a bit like,
screw it.
I guess it's,
screw it.
Then you've actually gotten to the point where it's not benefiting you as much as you thought it was going to.
Well, that goes for anything. A relationship, a hairdo, a food group, a TV show. Cut it out if it's not working for you. You know what I mean? Instead of, I've committed, I've paid the dues, I might as well finish the last 20 days, even though it's miserable. No, cut it out. That's your divine sovereignty. But we can only have that when we're conscious.
Well, thank you.
Because it's the body that likes the habits. You know what I mean? It likes that. Yeah, which is okay.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, no problem. Totally. Kaylin, did I say it right, Caitlin?
Yeah, you did say it. Hi.
Cool. Hi.
So whenever it comes time to me asking a question, I get nervous. So bear with me while I just let myself feel it.
You're fine. I want to move my tripod around. You're good. Get a drink.
Awesome. So I love your perspective of, you know, it's all like all this is a dream. And I'm starting to feel more and more of that lucidity in the dream where everything just feels very surreal. And then I go to sleep at night and then it's just even crazier. So kind of, I would love to hear your perspectives of like, if this is the waking dream, then what is our dream time in a sense?
It's still dream. Yeah, it's still dream. I gotta say, I don't have a lot of dreams, so I can't really comment too much on dreams.
Okay.
But it's no different than this. That just seems more pliable and not as concrete as this, but there's no difference actually.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's interesting because my dreams have been like super trippy to where like in my dreams I'm feeling like just that clear knowing and feeling of the infinite in my dreams. And recently I had this dream where the only thing I remembered when I woke up was like me and this whole group of people. And it was like, we were so funny that this is called Somewhere Over the Rainbow because we were all walking like on a rainbow. And the only thing I remembered from the dream was walking the infinite. And it's just been something I've been like unraveling within myself for a while now. And then this whole week, like rainbows keep being a theme. And then I literally saw that you were doing this hangout. So I was like, okay, this is all interesting how the synchronicities are aligning. But I also had another question in regards to like resistance and when it's like, okay, I want to do, you know, we want to do certain things. We're excited about new chapters, but we may have like some old conditioned programming around moving through resistance, you know, like really going after what it is we want. And I've been sometimes noticing some challenges with that, where it's like, I have all these ideas and things I really want to go after. And then I like start going towards it and I'm like, okay, the process can be slow. I don't have to rush. Like it doesn't have to be in this structure my mind thinks it does. But then I sometimes face that resistance where my soul's like, okay, like now's the time to act. Now's the time to do it. And then I'm like, maybe not. And I notice myself witnessing that resistance. And I've heard multiple perspectives on it of like, okay, if you experience resistance, lean into it, bust through that barrier. Other people are like, oh, if you're having resistance, there's something that wants to be looked at. Other times it's, oh, you have resistance. Maybe that's pushing you away from that thing for a reason. So I'd love to kind of hear your perspectives on resistance and just another lens on that maybe I may not be seeing.
Well, yeah. I mean, first off, you got to ask why you want what you want. You know, is it a heart passion? Is it a heart inspiration? Or do you think it's going to fill a void? Because you coming home to yourself as awareness, being conscious of yourself as beingness, it fills the void. There's a wholeness there. And you usually don't want the things that you want when you come home to yourself because you're whole, you're complete. So then those types of things fall away and then you just move. But there could be a subconscious program or a belief of insecurity, unworthiness. I can't say, because when we're aware, we can still see those things, but you reformat the body. You have to confirm what you are. You have to own what you are. You have to be what you are. But the body's going to show you your beliefs. Your body's going to show you the concepts that are limiting. So that's probably what the resistance is, you know? But it's also being honest with ourselves and why do I want what I want? Because at the end of the day, your true fulfillment is coming home to yourself as God, as infinity. And from there, then there's natural heart pulses of doing things, but it comes from a different space, a deeper space of wholeness, of inspiration and passion, not I need that. I have to have that to be complete. You're moving from the vibration of completeness. So coming home to yourself, sitting with yourself, being honest with yourself and really looking at the narratives your mind is throwing at you, because your narratives is your world printed out.
Because I found that like I really enjoy painting, and it's like becomes something that when I am painting, that's what brings me that fullness.
That's beautiful.
And it's been years of doing it kind of in silence, not sharing it, not showing it to the world. And I've had a lot of like inner reflection on like some of why I've held back, some of why it's like, oh, this is something I hold so close to my heart. I'm scared to show it to the world, you know, and I've unraveled so much with it. But I still find myself like, I love painting. I just want to paint. But when it comes time to like giving it to the world and like putting myself out there is where that resistance I just keep butting up against so hard.
It's okay.
But I've also like let myself just kind of surrender into my own process of like, okay, this is the process I'm having right now, that like, okay, part of me doesn't feel, I don't know if it's part of me doesn't feel ready yet. Like that's what keeps coming through. Like part of me doesn't feel ready, but it's like, you're never.
It's a belief. It's just a limiting belief. That's it. All it is, because the world is you, my love. You're talking to yourself right now. So what you're saying is, I'm afraid of myself and I don't trust myself. That's really what you're saying. That's why you got to get silent and still with yourself and be honest with yourself, because there is no world.
Thank you for
your
that.
world is your consciousness. So if you're insecure, you will create a world of assholes and people who don't want to see your work, or trolls, or you know what I mean? That's what seems to happen. I can't do this. They're going to hate it, which is really just a limiting belief.
I also sometimes deal with like the flip side of like part of me that just is like, well, I just enjoy doing this for myself. So what does it matter if I share it with the world? And then there's a part of me that just doesn't even care to want to share it. And I've then just been, but I feel that call of my soul that's like, no, like you're meant to share this.
It's a belief, my love. It's a limiting belief. Your mind still has a story that there's a real world projected outside of you. That's why you're afraid. But all I can say is come back to yourself, be still with yourself, and really notice that the people outside of you are actually projections of your own consciousness. That's why all this comes back to you trusting you, because there really is no other. When I say there's no other, there isn't. Your world is a projection of your consciousness. So we come back to ourselves as the absolute. You confirm your confidence, you own what you are, and everything starts to shift. But it starts with awareness, conscious awareness. So you can see your imaginations that you're kneeling to. You can see the thought forms that you're kneeling to, and the emotions. They're all tied together. With awareness comes freedom. Know thyself. Know thyself. And you're going to know what this world is.
Thank you for that clarity of just like, there is no world. It's really just the universe dressed up as different characters on the stage that we're experiencing. And
the universe is you. You're projecting it.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And just thank you for that lens of clarity. That really helped.
No problem, guys. No problem. Guys, I'm going to take one more question and then we'll sign off for the day, okay? All right. So let me see real quick I'm not going to try that. That is confusing. Julie, we'll take you as our last question for today, okay?
Thank you so much. Okay, so I just have one more question. Okay, say all my belief systems have dropped and it's just this. Does that make all that is just this? Like when I go to church with my family, that's just this, that's everything projected by me.
It's God appearing as that. It's consciousness. There is only consciousness.
I just feel like I need to just embody that, because there's so many different manifestations that come my way, it seems.
Here, my love, I can
whatever
tell
shows
you
up,
this.
that's it.
Julie, my love, all I can recommend to you is stillness. Really sit and observe your consciousness. Okay? Know thyself, and then you'll understand your world. Know thyself. Observe your narratives. Observe the flightiness of narrative. Observe. Be still and know that I am. And then you're going to know why things play out the way they do, my love. Be still. Come home to yourself. Watch and listen. But listen here.
All the different colors, all of the different manifestations are so beautiful to me. And, even when people come to me with contradiction or different belief systems, I realized at that point, that's just what it is. It's everything in that one thing in that one moment. Is that correct? And as I'm still and I see that, then the peace comes and the judgment goes away.
But that comes from being still and observing. So you have your own answer, my love. I'm just reverting you back to the presence that has all the answers, which is looking through your eyes. You're not going to know this logically. You're trying to get this logically.
Yes.
And that's why I'm ending. That's why I'm going to just end it, because the mind will keep interjecting. It's going to keep wanting to fight and, go, no, not talking to your mind. be still and know thyself. Take time and observe your consciousness. And you're going to know why things play out the way they do, my love. Okay. But I thank you. And I honor you and respect you for
Anna.
what you are.
You are amazing. Yeah. So beautiful.
Take care.
Oh my goodness.
Take care, everybody. I love you all. I'll have this up on YouTube sooner than later. And yeah, I'll see you everywhere. Bye now.
Thank you.